So I made this game called Crabs, made some videos about it, a few of them blew up, at least by my standards, and now I'm here to announce that binary actually isn't that useful anymore. Because I've discovered a way to store data in this game in literally any base. And not only that, it almost feels like the game naturally leans towards this new method of data storage and away from binary. Let me explain why, but first, some context. The rules of this game are as follows. Crabs move one block every tick in whichever direction they're facing. When two crabs collide, or when they're in the same block, they annihilate each other. Blue blocks flip crabs around, white blocks clone crabs and flip them, purple and pink blocks rotate them around. And that's basically all you need to make any computer or circuit you could possibly imagine. But here's the thing. It's obvious to try and use binary when you're making a computer in anything, like Minecraft, Conway's Game of Life, or anything else. So, for the first few years that this game existed, I made everything with binary, where the existence of a crab represented a 1, and the absence represented a 0. You can have a look at this video if you want to understand this a little better, and while you're here, you may as well subscribe. Okay, so after years of using binary, one day, I had this idea. What if I try to make something that could read the phase of a crab stream? Well, this is that device. Basically, if the crab was non-existent, I would get a signal here. If it was offset by 2 ticks, I would get one here, and otherwise it would be here. I had just created the first cloner in crabs with more than 2 states. The first ternary digit. After this, I made a whole bunch of prototypes to try to understand how I could use this better, and eventually I was looking through some of my old designs and I just found this cool pattern. Well, you'll never guess what happened next. This random pattern I made around the time I first made the game is actually a decoder for digits of any base. Let me get into it now. This right here is a 16-tick cloner. In other words, it's a base 16 digit, or a digit in hexadecimal. By adjusting the position of the crab, I'm adjusting the value of the digit. And with cloners come sinkers. So this guy here lets you figure out what value is what, this lets you decode it into separate signals, and to write the value, you just send a crab of a certain phase into the cloner. To do addition and subtraction, just change where you're reading the value from. If you suddenly decide that this value should increase by 1, it just does increase. You literally don't have to do anything to change the value. That's why this discovery is the most influential one in the history of the game. I'll still make videos about binary because I'm not completely ignoring it. I just think there's so much more potential if I use these types of cloners. So I want to focus more on this. I hope you enjoyed the video. I really enjoyed explaining it, and hopefully I'll see you next time.